So we're going to unbox these reels from the Akataka company from Amazon. We didn't quite get them next day, but they were right behind the reels. So here are the tubes I got. They're actually two-piece. What they look like. They're packed pretty good. See if we can get them out in one piece. There's some little foam. They're packed in here pretty nice. So here's the one. This is the spinning reel rod. Like I said, they are two-piece. They don't have a one-piece, which I'm used to it. That's a 7'3". Let's open this one up. This should be the bait casting. Again, two-piece, and this should be a 7'6". It should be the 7'6". Very light. Got some good backbone on them. These are medium fast, I believe. 7'6", medium heavy. 8 to 17 pounds and 3/8 to ½ ounce lures on them. The connection's pretty tight. This is a 7'4" two-piece, 6 to 12 pound, and 8 to 12 ounce to ½ an ounce also. And so this is just a medium action. I had been going to the medium heavies, but this is what they recommended for the bait casting. I mean, sorry, for the spinning reel. Anyway, we're gonna swap in our reels. I'm gonna put the bait caster on here, and I think I'm gonna do the 3000 on this one because it's a lot lighter. And we'll see how they do. Anyway, see you back in a minute. We are in Blanca Park, South Padre Island, Texas. We're having a little family time. The water is super clear, super blue. So we are having a little bit of family time. This is where I grew up fishing in the summers. Try to get as much fishing as we possibly could. Try to catch anything that swam. But tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm going to be hitting those jetties over there. And with this water being this green, we know it's going to be active. There's a lot of fishermen out there right now. I guess the storm had really shook up the waters and brought in some really nice water to South Padre. La Blanca Park costs about $10 to come in, so you can fish the jetties. The jetties on our east side or on our right side. and the green waters are really all up and down, even in the channel. So hopefully we can have some good fishing either in the morning or this evening, and maybe I can get some underwater footage. Again, La Blanca Park, South Padre Island, Texas. Stay tuned. Netty out here so we can get something to bite. Oh, there's a, oh, that was a speck. Oh my God. That's a good size one too. First one of the day, boys. Of all things. we're already back from the trip, from the saltwater trip, and on purpose I left them without rinsing for 24 hours, maybe a little bit longer, probably about 30 plus hours. I wanted to make sure that the salt was going to crystallize on these rods and reels, and to show in the video on how sand can get into pretty much anything. So here we go. So here's the Akataka baitcaster. There is some salt already accumulating on here. See the little flakes right there? If I would have rinsed that off, it would have came right off. So here was a release to open up the gearbox. Ah, there it is. See, here is some salt already accumulated right here. There's no salt that I see in the bearings or anything. I didn't fish it for very long, but I did get quite a bit of salt in here. The spool, a little bit of salt flakes in here. So you see, that's where a good rinse would have just taken care of that. And I see a little bit of salt in the rim right here, and some salt there. Little salt right there. So this is just pretty much on top. Actually, let me get some oil. Okay. So I'm gonna put a couple drops of oil in here. Another one in here. The spool didn't have, actually the line didn't carry anything. This is the, I believe this is a suffix. So, I'm gonna pop it right back in. So another place that you need to look for probably be this bearing here. I didn't see any salt in there, which is good. We'll still put some oil in that one, and we'll put this back together. Right there. So there's a lot of ways see all these reels and rods, you know, they sit on, but you gotta make sure that all these little crevices, when you rinse it off, that there's no salt left in there. Yeah, if I would have rinsed this off, it would have been perfect. I needed to lube anyway. So the rod, you can see it's got some salt flaking here, salt flaking there. Not too bad. Here's the All-Star, or I mean the pin, sorry, with the Akataka. So we're gonna take the spool off of this one. Actually, that did really well. There's a little bit of salt crystallizing there. It's pretty good all around the body. Lid, a little bit of salt right there. So what we'll do, lay it up against the wall, just give it a good rinse, just to take whatever is off the top all the way up. Because even though you didn't submerge it in water, that line still picks up some salt water. So we'll make sure we give it a good rinse. The handles, all that. So that's a quick maintenance tip. Once we use them a little bit longer, you know, in the salt, we start making sure that we go through them pretty thoroughly, and we make sure that the salt doesn't accumulate, especially in the bearings and seals and all that. So whenever we go to a trip, we make sure that we rinse all these off. All these guides and all that start to corrode. I mean, I've had saltwater reels that corrode anyway, even though you go rinse them, and it could be galvanized or stainless, and a lot of times it's still gonna corrode. So it's just salt water is brutal anyway. But that's our tip for this week, and we had a really good time at the South Padre. I can't wait to hit the salt water again. It brings me back to where I started, and it feels good to walk the jetties and do all that, and maybe we can bring in some people to come fish and enjoy that. Maybe Freeport or something like closer to the Houston area and all that. The fishing was slow. Everybody next to us was using live bait or top water. Live bait wasn't catching anything. They were just taking them, you know, a lot of little bait fish were coming around and eating it. So having caught a 17-inch speck, I was very blessed to be able to land. I had one strike on a Ned rig and a little worm that I had. I had set up like a freshwater setup, and I didn't get to set the hook on him. So again, thank you for joining us. Again, subscribe, share, tell your friends about us. We'd love to show y'all you know, videos, make those videos. As much as I love making them, I enjoy really teaching people how to fish. So again, thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.